Okay, this is the September the 18th meeting of the Elizabethtown City Council. Councilman Ron Thomas will.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this glorious day. Thank you for this community. We thank you for the people that strive each and every day to make this a great place to live. Heavenly Father, we ask that you bless those first responders, bless our veterans, those individuals that make it possible for us to conduct the meeting such as we have today. Heavenly Father, we ask that you bless this council, bless the mayor. We ask that the decisions we make will be pleasing to thine eyes. These things we ask today and every day in thy holy name. Amen.
Thank you. Understand we have a Cub Scout. Would you like to lead us in the pledge? Would you like to come up and tell us what your name and what scout unit you're in? Oh, you don't have to.
Okay.
All right. Just want to lead us in the pledge.
Okay.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. I believe your name is Victor Palmersheim. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, our first order of business is the approval of the minutes from the September the 12th meeting. Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
None opposed. Thank you. First presenter tonight is from Elizabethtown Tourism and Convention Bureau, Mr. Swope. Hi. Hey, there were seats on the front row.
There were, I know. It's always an honor to deliver the report to the mayor and council for the Tourism Commission. And if I could just take a moment and tell you that this commissioner notwithstanding, I think your commission is very well led. It's very well managed by Sherry and her staff, and very well led by Heidi Patterson and the commission. We don't always agree, but we do, I think, always have one agenda in mind. And that is to maximize the resources that we're entrusted, and also the assets that we have in this wonderful area for tourism. So with that said, at our last meeting, the commission did make, I think, a major move that will enhance our area considerably in the form of support of the replica of the Vietnam Wall that is proposed for the nature park. I think it's a beautiful complement to the Veterans Memorial that's already there. We believe it'll bring a lot of people throughout this region. We hope it really goes, and so we have committed $150,000 to see that project goes. We're also doing a lot of other things that I think will enhance visitors' perspective of our area. We have been into the digital age for, I think, ahead of a lot of bureaus. But we're combining a couple of apps that we have that tourists use into a single app that will give them a much better experience locally, and also give us a lot more information on what they're doing and what they're seeing and so forth. And trust me, it's not Pokemon Go. We've moved some meetings around that we should probably make you aware of because of some travel and some other things that the commissioners and our staff are doing. Our October and November meetings have moved to Wednesday, October 19th. And in November, it's Wednesday, October 16th. It also has to do with fall break and a few other things that are going on in the community. So we will certainly get those notices out officially, but wanted you to be aware of that. Our sports park event season runs through the end of November. We still have a lot of events coming up, soccer, cross country, baseball, football. The sports park continues to be, I think, a real source of pride in this community. We are working already diligently on the 2017 event season. We have met locally with the hotel owners and managers to talk about the issues that obviously we're glad to have when it comes to the hotel occupancy, especially on the weekends, and ways that we can maybe retain some of these overnight visitors in Elizabethtown that have been traveling off to other communities rather than stay here. We want them obviously to stay here. Jana Clark, our sales and marketing executive, is going to be traveling to promote our park in the coming weeks. She'll be at the Teams Conference in Atlantic City. This is one of the largest trade shows where appointments really get made on parks like the park that we're so proud of. Also, she will be the featured speaker at this year's conference as a part of the Host Cities Educational Track. It's about innovation and strategies in sports tourism. So we're very proud of Jana and the things she's doing. And with that, I would open it up to the council, mayor, and staff for any questions.
That's quite a commitment for the Vietnam Wall.
As a commission, I think almost universally believe not only is it the right thing to do, but it certainly will bring tourism, which again, we're all about doing the right thing when we can, but primarily our goal is to bring people here for a reason, to bring them to our restaurants, to our hotels, and to bring people to a wonderful community. And we believe it'll do that. And at the same time, it's the right thing to do.
And And I really appreciate it too. You know, Mr. Coward and Mr. Christie came to me quite some time ago and they were really excited about this. And I talked to each council member and this council was unanimously in agreement that that would be the thing to do. And of course, Charlie has worked with them on the exact location and, they're excited and it will be terrific for Elizabethtown, for Hardin County, simply because we have a great location right here in the center of the state. And it's such an awesome display. It really is.
It really is, and I'm sure most of you some of you have had the opportunity to visit the wall in Washington, and it's an event whether you're a Vietnam veteran or not. It's
And I really thank you all for committing to that. I really appreciate it.
okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. Zach, from the State Theater, update.
Councilman, Mayor, thanks for letting me speak today. Update you on some fun things coming up at the State Theater. First, I will kind of do a follow-up of some events that we had at the end of August. As you all know, after the Heartland Parade, we had the first Heartland Urban Marketplace. Had 30 vendors. It was a great event. It was a very hot day, so you can imagine that people, when they were in, they were out pretty quick. We stayed busy up to about 4 o'clock. I'd say roughly 500 to 700 people throughout the day came and saw, and that might be exaggerated, maybe 100 or so, but it was a good success. We have had a lot of people say that they'd like to see something like that again. I think the crafts, many people had told me when you have a lot of vendors with good quality things, everybody's successful throughout the day. I guess it's just the vibe that it gives out that people can find something that they'll like. Blazing Saddles was a movie that we had weekend before last. Kind of controversial at first. We weren't sure how to go about that, but Gene Wilder, as you all know, the actor has passed away, so the timing of that was very ironic. But we had about 300 patrons throughout the weekend who come to watch that movie and enjoyed it. So it's always fun to play a good, funny classic. Coming up soon, this weekend, Friday actually, the Animal Refuge Center out of Vine Grove is going to be hosting an event. America's season 9, America's Got Talent, Emily West will be performing at the theater 8 o'clock. Should be a fun event. $20 for general admission tickets, 50 for VIP. So it's good to get a big star in every once in a while that people have seen on TV. Miles Apart, another local band that we've had for a couple years, will be playing at the end of the month on the 30th. Shows at 7:30. Tickets are $10. October is going to be a very busy weekend, one of our busiest. We have 6, 7, 8 movies I think that we're playing. We have What Would Lucy Do, which is going to be Suzanne LaRouche, who is Disney's and the #1 impressionist for Lucy in the country, will be at the theater on the 15th. Tickets are on sale now. And then we also have Shannon Lawson, who is a Taylorsville native, Louisville native that has went to Nashville and wrote music for the Music Mafia, which most of you all would know from Gretchen Wilson, Big and Rich, big songwriter down there. He'll be there 27th October. We are still looking for sponsors for all the events in October. So if anybody wants to spread that word, that'd be great. So looking forward to a lot of fun things coming up. Any questions?
Thank you, Zach.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Mr. Brian Pomershawn, would you like to meet me up here? Mr. Pomershawn has been inducted into the Kentucky Veterans Hall of Fame. So it is my pleasure to proclaim him an outstanding citizen of the city of Elizabethtown. Would you care to explain to us the process?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, council members. The Kentucky Veterans Hall of Fame is an organization that's designed to recognize outstanding veterans for a majority of their heroic or valorous military service. But in addition, what are they doing for their communities, the Commonwealth, and the nation in whole? So the Commonwealth of Kentucky has approximately 400,000 veterans, 2 major Army installations, and there's roughly about 20 individuals that are selected each year. This is my year. I was nominated by a legislator, and after providing a tremendous amount of documentation and proof and things like that, I was selected by the governor and inducted this past weekend. So It's very, it's a very big honor. It's very humbling. There's 5 Kentucky Congressional Medal of Honor recipients that are inducted into the Hall of Fame. So a little guy like me to be part of that is, it's really breathtaking. I appreciate the honor. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your work.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, we have the second reading of several ordinances tonight. So first of all, ordinance number 15, 2016, setting the 2016 tax rate for real and personal property at 11.6 cents per each $100 value. Motion to read.
Motion.
All those in favor? Thank you.
Yes, Mayor. And in summary, this is the second reading of this and the next few ordinances, but this ordinance is numbered 15, 2016, which sets an ad valorem tax of 11.6 cents on each $100 value of all real estate and tangible personal property. And this was read the first time on September the 12th, 2016.
Thank you, Dee Dee. Motion to adopt the ordinance.
Second.
This is a roll call vote, starting with Councilmember Terry Schiff.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Ordinance number 16, 2016, setting the 2016 tax rate for motor vehicles and watercraft at 11.6 cents per each $100 value. Motion to read, please.
Motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And this ordinance number 16, 2016, is an ad valorem tax of 11.6 cents on each $100 per value of assessed valuation of all motor vehicles and watercrafts, and was read the first time on September the 12th, 2016.
Thank you. Motion to adopt the ordinance.
So moved.
Okay, and this is also a roll call vote, starting with Councilmember Marty Walters.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Ordinance number 17, 2016, setting the franchise tax rate of 0.02.5% on all eligible bank deposits as defined in KRS Chapter 136. Motion to read the ordinance.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Yes, Mayor. And this ordinance does impose a franchise tax of 0.025% on all eligible deposits as defined by KRS Chapter 136 for all funds contained in the qualifying financial institutions. And this was read the first time on September the 12th, 2016.
Thank you. Motion to adopt the ordinance. Motion.
Second.
Thank you. And this is roll call vote, starting with Councilmember Tony Fisher.
Yes.
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 Thank you. Ordinance number 18, 2016, creating a four-way stop at the intersection of Woodland Drive, Hill Street, and Lehman Lane. Motion to read the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
This ordinance, and this is a second reading also, establishes a four-way stop at the intersection of Woodland Drive, Hill Street, and Lehman Lane. This was read the first time on September the 12th, 2016.
Thank you, Dee Dee. Motion to adopt the ordinance.
Motion. Second.
Okay, roll call vote, starting with Councilmember Ron Thomas.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Ordinance number 19, 2016, closing a portion of right-of-way known as Waterworks Drive. Motion to read the ordinance. Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. This ordinance number 19, 2016 does close a portion of Waterworks Drive to public throughway traffic, and we, the city, are the only adjoining property owners, and we have therefore given our consent and desire that this closure be accomplished, and it was read also on the 12th day of September 2016.
Thank you. Motion to adopt the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call vote, starting with Councilmember Bobby Taylor.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, on to municipal orders. Municipal order number 52, 2016, authorizing the exchange of property between the city and Howard and Cowan for the Cardinal Drive widening project. Motion to read the order.
Just have somebody explain that. I didn't quite understand that.
Want to, motion to
Motion to
read it
read.
first?
Second.
Okay.
Second.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Oh, there he is, the explainer, the
It's
great
up there.
explainer. All right.
And why don't you let me read it first and then you'll discuss because they've
Sure.
done the motions. Okay.
Sure.
At a regular meeting of the City Council of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, held on the date set out below, a motion to read and adopt the following municipal order was duly made, seconded, and approved. Whereas the City of Elizabethtown desires to reconstruct Cardinal Drive to align with North Dixie Avenue at a signalized intersection, and whereas the City of Elizabethtown has been working to obtain property for the right-of-way for the reconstruction of Cardinal Drive, now be it ordered by the Elizabethtown City Council that the mayor of the city is authorized to exchange property located in the 800 block of North Dixie Avenue with Gerald and Laverne Howard and Patricia Cowan, doing business as Howard, Cowan, and Howard for the Cardinal Drive widening project. Be it further ordered that the mayor of the city is authorized to sign any and all contracts, subdivision plats, deeds, settlement statements, and other documents to complete this property exchange. Be it further ordered that the mayor and or her designate be and she is hereby authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this order. Read, adopted, and approved this 19th of September 2016.
Okay, this item and the next item on your agenda actually relate to each other, but they're all tied back to the Cardinal Drive project, which, a little history reminder, about a year ago, the city signed an agreement with the hospital, and part of that agreement dealt with property exchanges. And so the city received what was known as Lot 2 of the Hardin Memorial subdivision. And that is a portion of the hospital's south parking lot. The reason we exchanged the property or got that property from the hospital is so that Cardinal Drive can be realigned, road will be reconstructed and tied to 31W at the current signal there that lines up with Deeks Drive. So where now people cut through the hospital parking lot to get to Woodland and then out to Cardinal. In the future, when the road is reconstructed, that will be a state route. I mean, the city's doing some of the work, but it's actually a state road. Okay, so that was the first part. We got Lot 2 from the hospital. Because of the realignment work, we worked with the Howards and the Cowans, who own the property where PNC Bank sits, and we're trading property with them. So because of the curvature of the road, they will actually get some property behind the present bank location in exchange for giving us some property up by Dixie so that we can tie into the road properly. I think in your all's package last week, you got some information that, and if the map, the area in red on the map was the property that the city is getting, the area in gray is the property that's going to be exchanged and given to them. It doesn't, the bank still has access to 31W by shared common access easement they have with the property to the south. Their entrance to the current Woodland Drive is not changing at all. So if you're a customer of that bank, you'll still have the ability to get to it from Dixie and from Woodland Drive, which in the future will probably be renamed, but currently you'll be able to access it that way. There will be a slight change though. I mean, right now it's not a very safe connection, but you can kind of get to the signal. With the reconstruction of Cardinal Drive, there won't be any access from directly to Cardinal Drive from either the bank's property or the hospital's property either. So, I mean, it's not that we're just doing something to the bank. That's just to make sure that that signal functions properly and there's enough stacking. There will not be access as close to the signal as there is now. But we've met with the Howards and the Cowans for a number of months. We have met with folks from PNC Bank, not only here locally, but out of their Indianapolis office, which is the region for this area. We've had discussions with their legal counsel. We've had discussions with PNC Bank home office. So everybody is in agreement with the property exchange. For the city to do it, it allows the process to go a little bit quicker than it would be if we waited and had the state do this, because as you all know, it is a state project. The city has tried to assist through some of that, but the state is the one who's going to be completing the project because it is a state route. So that's, and then once we exchange property with the bank, which is the first thing we're asking for approval, then the next municipal order is going to ask you all to approve so that we can then, after that exchange is done, the remainder piece, we will then transfer to the state. So they will use that as the right of way for the new road.
Are we doing all the engineering here in-house, the city?
No,
the
the,
state?
the engineering is being done by American Engineers. That was a contract that was, they did some preliminary work for the city when we were moving the project along. But through the final design and everything, they will now work with the state and they'll do all the acquisition and all that process.
And I know it may be premature, but have they given any kind of timetable as to when the process may start? And
Well, the state has been asking that we finish these negotiations so they can begin property acquisition. And as you all know, state projects go through several stages. So the first will then be the property acquisition stage, then the relocation of any utilities, and then the reconstruction stage. So this is very important for the community that we finalize this aspect, because then the state can complete the property acquisition and easements that they need on the remainder of the project.
We have to coordinate any of our work, except the bottom of Hill Street, down by Pikes. We have to coordinate that with Cardinal.
I mean, the engineering department will do that once they do that design, but it's, even though they are connected and related, they are separate projects and neither one is dependent upon the other one for timeline. We will not wait for the state. That is correct. The city will continue to move ahead on Hill Street and that connection and the reconstruction of that area.
And Ed, once this project that you're talking about, the Cardinal Drive, is finalized, obviously that will include improvements on Cardinal Drive from Woodland down toward Helmwood in that corridor that has long been, you know, a very narrow, with no sidewalks and this kind of thing.
That's
That will
correct.
include that.
That's correct.
Thanks, Ed. Okay, motion to adopt.
Second.
All those in favor? None opposed. Thank you. Municipal order number 53, 2016, authorize the transfer of property to the Kentucky Highway Department for the Cardinal Drive widening project. Motion to read.
Motion? Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
At a regular meeting of the City Council of Elizabethtown, Kentucky, held on the date set out below, a motion to read and adopt the following municipal order was duly made, seconded, and approved. Whereas the City of Elizabethtown desires to reconstruct Cardinal Drive to align with North Dixie Avenue at a signalized intersection, and whereas the City of Elizabethtown has been working to obtain property for the right-of-way of the reconstruction of Cardinal Drive, now be it ordered by the Elizabethtown City Council that the mayor of the city is authorized to transfer property known as Hardin Memorial Hospital Subdivision, Section 1, Lot 2A, to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet for the Cardinal Drive widening project. Be it further ordered that the mayor of the city is authorized to sign any and all agreements, contracts, subdivision plats, deeds, settlement statements, and other documents to complete this property transfer. Be it further ordered that the mayor of the city and/or her designate be and she is hereby authorized and directed to take all steps necessary to perfect this order. Read, adopted, and approved this the 19th day of September, 2016.
Thank you, Dee Dee. Motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, I understand, you want to make a motion concerning our alcohol policy at downtown events.
Yes, you're making a motion that we amend, beverages consumed for Oktoberfest to not only include malt beverages, but to wine as well. And it will all be contained just that area around Pusey House and in the Cherry Alley parking lot.
I will second that motion.
Okay, is there, all in favor?
Could we,
Want to discuss this before you, okay, before you vote on it, so is there any discussion?
Cindy, again, the clarification, and I think you indicated, that is simply just for the Oktoberfest. This is not for other activities that, you know, serve alcoholic beverages downtown.
Other,
Just includes making sure that they all have their licenses, proper licensing, both for the wine and the malt beverage.
Aye.
Any not in favor? Okay, motion carried. Ed, you want to talk about Woodland Drive again?
Yes, ma'am. Press releases have gone out, signage has gone up, giving people notice that about a 200-foot section of Woodland Drive behind the emergency room construction that's going on at the hospital is going to be permanently closed effective this Thursday. So like I said, there's information that has been provided both on the city's website and the hospital's website. If folks need more details about it, the city's website is elizabethtownky.org. The hospital's website is hmh.net. Like I said, there's maps, there's information on frequently asked questions to try to clarify anything. Again, for the public's information, with that closure, if you're heading southbound and you need to move west, you will have the ability at the four-way stop that the council just approved a little bit earlier to make a right turn onto Hill Street, and Hill Street will take you over to Cardinal Drive. If you want to get to Dixie and are moving southbound at that four-way intersection, you'll be able to take a left onto Lehman Lane and get back to Dixie that way and continue your travels. Of course, if you're traveling northbound from Cardinal, you can now use Hill Street to access to Woodland Drive. If you're traveling northbound up Dixie and need to get over to Woodland, you can use Lehman Lane. That's kind of the first opportunity that you'll have, but there's 5 or 6 other city streets that actually connect Dixie and Woodland Drive together. So those connections will still be made. Police and fire city departments have had several meetings about this, coordinated, prepared for Thursday. So they're all ready to respond as is needed by the various departments. Like I said, the closure will take place Thursday. We hope the advance notice to the public has been helpful. The other point that I would, there's some information, like I said, on both the websites about frequently asked questions, but just remind everybody too that the Cardinal building, there are some businesses that are located in the Cardinal building. They're still open for business. You can still access it from Woodland Drive. There is that small segment of the road that is closed, but the remainder of Woodland Drive is open to the businesses along there. So like I said, we hope we've got the advance notice out to the public and that they'll follow the detour signs and the new stop signs, and everything will operate appropriately. So.
And I think an important reminder to the businesses and to the residents back in Woodland Drive corridor is that we still have improvements to go on Lehman Lane and Hill Street. So it will get better than what it is when we first have that closure. Woodland Drive section of Lehman Drive and Hill Street. So access will get better.
It'll get better.
The timing with the construction work with the yards, now's the time.
Yeah, now's the time to close it. And that was a commitment and agreement the city made with the hospital, the engineering department, public works department, stormwater. They've all worked very well together, getting that section of Hill Street ready. But as you point out, there's still some other improvements on Hill Street the city will make with some additional curb and gutter and sidewalk work. And yes, there's still some work on Lehman Lane that will take place. So this is, I guess, a step in the ongoing improvements in that area. So again, people, if they'll follow the signs and get used to some of the new traffic patterns, but as you point out, also be patient because there still is some more construction activity to take place.
And I know that Gary Ham particularly has been in contact with the hospital and with your office. And obviously he has one of the probably businesses that's most affected by that closing of that area there. And I know you've indicated signage and this kind of thing and indicated the public can go to the website will there be specific signage indicating that the public can enter or go in that corridor and visit, you know, the Cardinal Building and Apothecary? And he indicated several things he would like to see, and I don't know whether those were,
I
you
mean,
know, satisfied.
the city, is regulated by, the Federal Highway Administration and the State Transportation Cabinet on the type of signage that we can place along the public right of way, especially because several of the roads in this area are either federal or state roadways. So the city just can't go out and put any kind of signage up that we want. So the signage that has gone up and that will go up or will be used, is, in the best interest of the public with detours and those kind of things. There is not specific signage advertising any businesses that will be out in the right of way, other than the detour signs that will direct people to make those turning movements. Like I said, on the city's website and on the hospital's website, there is a map that shows what streets are open, and it shows the buildings, so you know how to get to them and stuff. So, I mean, I would encourage people, if they have business in that area, to look at those if they have any questions. But I mean, like I said, Woodland Drive is still going to be, it's just a 200-foot section right behind the emergency room that is closed. So, I mean, people will have to change some of their travel patterns slightly, but those businesses are still open. I mean, the hospital, if you access things to the rear, the women's pavilion area, their vascular center that's on Woodland Drive, those businesses are still open. There's still parking lots along that area for people to park and access the hospital and the businesses that are in the Cardinal Building also.
And I'm sure that's true. I don't want somebody that doesn't look at the website that normally, you know, goes to Apothecary or anything down there to pull up there and say, I can't get in there anymore. I mean, I want it to be obvious that you can get down there.
You know, the hospital is his landlord, and I think, you know, that perhaps
They'll work.
they'll sign it.
Yes.
I know he just indicated in several concerns, and I think, you know,
And I think the mayor's correct. I mean, there's an ongoing discussion between the hospital and the tenants in the Cardinal Building.
good enough.
Okay, 'tis the season of signs.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
So I really would like you to remind everybody, whether you're running for office or not, about what's allowed and what's not allowed with signs.
We sent, our office sent a memo to all the folks who have registered to run for office in the upcoming fall elections last month, trying to outline for them. But for the general public, the city does not restrict the number or size of signs that go up during campaign elections. However, there are several restrictions that still are in effect on those signs. The first being, you can't place any sign out in the public right of way, whether that's a city street, state road, federal area. So placing signs out in the right of way is just, no, you cannot do that. If anybody who wants to support a candidate or is a candidate and they have a question on that, they're more than welcome to call our office and we can try to help them determine where the right of way is. But we would encourage people, if they want to put a sign out in a location, that they contact the property owners and get their permission, because it has to be on private property. Would also tell everybody that the city of Elizabethtown does not give permission to candidates to put signs up on public property. So there shouldn't be signs at city parks or property owned by the city. And we do own other property other than parkland. I mean, we own lots, as you all know. We purchase property for different projects, especially down in Poplar Street right now. With that, the city purchased property and removed certain structures so that we could do stormwater improvements and water and sewer line improvements. I mean, we just talked about the Cardinal Drive project where we have purchased land. So you can't put it on public property. Like I said, we would encourage people to contact property owners and get their permission. We'll let folks know too that if there is a sign out in the public right of way, because the city has to maintain those areas and we have to mow them, those signs will be removed. We try as best we can to keep them intact, and they'll take them down to the Public Works Department where they can contact them and pick them up. I mean, we try not to destroy anything. That's not the intent, but they will be removed from the public right of way. If anybody has any questions, or if they want to file a complaint about a sign, they can contact our office here at City Hall, and we'll, like I said, anything we can do to help anybody running for office or who wants to support them to make sure the sign is placed properly. We would love to have that opportunity to have that discussion to help folks out, instead of having to spend the city's time and resources to go out and pick up signs out in the right of way, just so we can mow and maintain the area properly.
So Ed, as a citizen, if I see a sign that I know is in the right of way and it's wrong, should I go and take that sign or should I call you?
I would advise somebody not to pick that sign up. I would advise them to call our office, and we will do that.
And if a sign is confiscated, by the city, the owner of that sign, I think can go to Public Works, and is that where the signs are gonna be?
Yes.
Hopefully that won't be necessary.
I'll go pick yours up for you.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't be necessary, but I understand they would be at Public Works.
That's right. And like I said, and the crews who go out and do that do the best they can in picking up some of those signs. But I will tell you from past experience, I mean, sometimes the signs aren't put together that well to begin with, so things come apart, or they've weathered and they get torn, and then somebody picks them up. So, but yes, if they are removed, they will be down at the Public Works Complex, and you can go down there and pick them up if you would like to.
Thank you very much, Ed. Michael Page. We'll talk about the railroad.
Yes. CSX Railway has contacted Elizabeth Town to let us know that there will be temporary railroad crossing closures upcoming in certain areas. These closures include East Crutcher Street, East Dixie Avenue, Nicholas Street, the one closest to US 31W bypass, and Gaither Station Road. They've actually began construction today in northern Hardin County and working their way down south, and they're expected to be here in the city next week, September 26th, Monday. They will be setting up detours for each one of these. That's going to be put up by CSX. They're using subcontracting that out to Safety Services to complete that. Each crossing, they're not going to be closed at the same time. They're going to be in sequence. So each crossing usually takes about 2 to 3 days, they've been telling me. So they should be up and running and open by Saturday, October 8th.
Okay, and Balmoral?
Yes, Balmoral Road is currently closed for the Village Drive sanitary sewer project, and the contractors out there have had more difficulties than anticipated with the amount of rock with the installation process. So we're extending that for another 2 weeks to help them get that done. So by October 3rd, they're expected to have that road open.
Okay, is that 2 weeks from now?
Yes.
But October 3rd will be the reopen date?
Yes, that's what we're expecting that to be done.
Thank you.
I just wanted to comment on the
Sure.
Pine Valley project. I mean, it's looking good.
Yeah.
Is it gonna come in on time?
Yeah, there's a lot of progress that's been done out there recently. They've been there out there today. They should only have they have less than 1,000 feet of sidewalk to be constructed. I would say in the next few weeks, we should have everything, all the sidewalks in, and scheduling repaving Pine Valley and doing some dress up
We're
work.
at the point now where there's a bit of a stream. Lay some pipe in the stream. Is that going to be a problem that they weren't aware of?
I believe the stream you're talking of are the kind of tributaries from Pine Valley that lead to some other downstream drainage. where a lot of trees have been taken down. We're planning on not piping that, but just grading a ditch line with some concrete to get it to flow more efficiently. That's outside of the scope that the contractors have, so we're, Public Works are gonna be finishing that up for us.
It's great. Everybody out there loves it.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be really like that.
You've
We got all that
seen
tore up.
It all
Yeah,
started
right.
over there by the
Yeah, so
college
we're
and it's
coming back
coming
and-
across.
Yeah, they've crossed the US 31W bypass. I got that crossed and they're continuing on with that installation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I need a motion to close the meeting pursuant to KRS 61.81 to conduct deliberation on future acquisition or sale of real property by the city.
Second.
All those in favor? None opposed. Thank you.
Marty, if you put your signs up though in the last couple of days, once they get them
It'll be
down,
time to get 'em.
they're stored good down there. I just go down there and pick that up every